Hi everybody, it's Lynn the Leather Bag Lady. How are y'all today? Hopefully you're doing well. And it's Friday, so happy Friday. I never know what day it is. You guys know that. It is morning. I do know that. 20 after 11. Really had to kick my ass this morning to get to the stairs. I didn't go yesterday because I was too sore. And I don't know if I did I do a video yesterday? I don't think I did, actually. No, I guess I didn't. A little all over the place. I'm chilly this morning, too. I've got I'm all wrapped up like it's freezing out there, but it really isn't. When I left the house at 7 to go do the stairs, it was lovely. But my hands are cold, and I just can't seem to get warm. I feel fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I've been in hibernation for well over 2 weeks now, so I'm good. Anyway, I have some really cool stuff today. One item in absolute particular, and I'll save that for last because that's what everybody does, and that's what I'm going to do too. So let's get right to it. Now, to preface this next couple of bags, I've talked about this before. I have a lot of small leather goods that on their own just don't make financial sense to list between shipping and fees and all that kind of stuff. And I see these sellers on Poshmark and even eBay, they're selling stuff for $12, $10. How can they do that? I mean, I know shipping in the States is cheaper, and I follow Purse Trippin', and she's in California, and she has just in the last month or two shared that the shipping has gone up for her. So I don't know, how does it make sense to sell stuff? So anyway, what I've done, I've got a hair, tickle in my neck. Not anything fun tickling my neck, just a piece of hair. So what I did here is I lotted two like bags together. So what I did, so they're two gray purses. The way I kind of looked at it is a summer and a winter. So this is just a very light gray, all leather, short strap. You could put it crossbody, but it would be very short, very high sitting. Interior is that 60s, 70s velvet. And I would put this at 70s. This is by a Canadian designer, Carnegie Man. And the only reason I know that is because it says man on the magnet thing here. So I'm just making educated guess that that's who made this. Very simple construction, little knots on the strap, but a cute little bag, which, just because it's just a little slip of a bag and it's got some nice hardware. I know he's known, as far as I'm concerned, in the bags that I've sold of his. Excellent construction. So, I'm looking at this little guy and I'm thinking, what do I do with it? So I paired it with this little guy, which is a combination of gray suede and leather, which I really think is super, super cute. Again, you've got your strap and some significant hardware there to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to. It's a wipeable interior with a zipper. And then there's your Made in Canada label there. Yeah, no branding. So I'm going to say this is maybe a 70s, possibly an 80s bag. But together, they're a nice little lot. There is a little bit of just a little bit of, actually what it looks like is they've screwed up the stitching and they've just reused the piece of leather instead of getting a brand new piece of leather. That's what that looks like, because the holes are very uniform. You can't really notice it. But the suede is in excellent condition. The bottom is in excellent condition. So together, you know, you get a couple of vintage purses that span the whole year. Spring, summer, fall, winter. So thought I'd give it a try. At least, you know, some of my smaller, less significant bags still get a shout out with, you know, all you vintage lovers out there. And I really like them. I like this one in particular. I love suede. I just love suede. So the next thing I have, and I really had to think twice about this because this has some significant damage. There is, somebody's put this in water. So there is a watermark all the way across the front and a little bit on the back. And I've done some scratching, done a little bit of preliminary work on it. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to screw it up. I've priced it accordingly. You know, maybe it could be a dye job for somebody. Or I watched, as you know, I watch Beato's, and when he has water stained shoes, he actually submerges them in water, puts a damp, I think the water has neat's foot oil in it, which is a horse tack care product. And I even want to say put some vinegar in it. I'm not sure. But the whole premise was when you get a water stain, the reason it does that is because the water raises the fibers in the leather. And that's where that comes from. So I think by submerging it in the water, what he's doing is he's raising all the fibers. And then it just ends up darkening slightly and the whole thing looks like that. Now, I wanted to try it, and the reason I didn't is because there's a really nice sheen on this. And I'm pretty sure if I did that, it would ruin that. So I'm not sure. I still think this is beautiful. This is a handmade folio made in Italy. Absolutely gorgeous. And I just felt that for the price, I think it's $35. It's got an A here to represent the maker. And you can see they're handmade in Italy. All the hardware is brass. You can see some of the tarnish coming from this zipper pouch, and there's all your raw leather back there. Does this go all the way to the bottom? Yes, it does. This goes all the way to the bottom. And then you've got another slip pouch here, and then you've got another zipper here. So once this is folded over, this zipper kind of has created this little divot. And I think that's what this is all about in terms of this. But it's so beautiful. I mean, look at the patina on that leather. This is like that 60s velvet. I'm going to put this at 60s, maybe 70s. It's just so, so beautiful. And I just feel somebody out there is going to love this. I mean, if it doesn't sell after a significant amount of time, I may mess around with it and try and see if I can't educate myself a little bit. Yeah. And who knows, maybe I'll make a video out of it just so we can see what happens. But it would be a real shame to ruin this despite the damage. I know there's people out there who have hacks for this kind of thing. I just haven't, I haven't educated myself enough yet for that. Okay, so this next bag is absolutely spectacular. This bag I got off of Marketplace yesterday here in Hamilton, and the pictures were horrible. They weren't clear. I didn't know what it was I was going to pick up, and I still don't know a lot about it. The brand is called Micheline. It's made in France, and there is one bag on Etsy right now. It's not leather, it's silk, and it's selling for $250. And it's maybe a third of the size of this bag. Look at this beauty. Is that not just magnificent? It is in absolutely beautiful condition. There is some little specks on the handle, but I can take care of that. It's got a couple of dividers. It is absolutely stunning. Now the snaps are very unique. I'm putting it on its side because you push them in. You do, honest you do. Oh no, you don't. You push them in to close it. You just pull. Now, check out this interior. There's the hang tag, Micheline, made in France. Made in France. Look at this. It is in the most absolute beautiful condition. There's that kind of Rogaine or however you say it, silk inside the pocket. I mean, this bag is absolutely, the edges, the corners are in amazing condition. The costume studio that bought that little snap top bag from me yesterday or the day before, they need to see this. This needs to be in an episode of something. I mean, the size of it. I think it's 15 centimeters wide, 12 tall. It's all in the listing. But now, one thing I will tell you. If you watched the video I did of me taking apart that Dewy Fertilli bag, and when I took the lining out and all that dust went flying, I think that's probably what's going on in here. And I say that because there is a little bit of dust that's coming out from around this clasp. I mean, this is a 70-year-old bag, potentially. 1950s, who knows when in the 50s it was made. But if that's all you got to put up with to carry this little piece of fashion history, I am so upset that I haven't been able to find more out about the company. I'm glad I found another Micheline. I'm glad I noticed how expensive it is, because this bag is less than half. Because everything I sell, I include shipping. If it doesn't sell, am I going to be heartbroken? No. It's probably just not big enough for me. But wow. And you know what? It's not even the exterior that I'm the most excited about. It's like a Louboutin bag. Like that red. There's a slip pocket here. There's kind of a weird little slip pocket here. There's two more slip pockets here. And then you've got your zipper pocket there. Made in France. Oh my God. So, COVID schmoment, lockdown, whatever. I'm still out there trying to find these beautiful pieces. So it's a lot more challenging, but I'm actually very excited about the challenge. Still trying to figure out what to do with all my other bags because, as I've already discussed with you, the price point that they're being sold for on, Marketplace, Kijiji, Poshmark, it's just too expensive and the shipping is just too much. Even to charge, if you got a bag that realistically you'd like to get $35-$40 for, but the market's only $25, and then you're going to add $15 on top of that, maybe even $20 on top of that for shipping. I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe just hang on to them and wait until maybe the world rights itself a little bit and I can get back out and do my pop-up shops, because typically that's where these bags would have sold, and then there's no shipping, and there's no listing fees and all the fees that you've got to work into your selling price. That's why Etsy's such an amazing platform, because you're already dealing with an educated customer. You're already dealing with a customer who has an appreciation for vintage fashion and the quality of vintage fashion. And that, if anything, in the last 2 or 3 months is something that I have absolutely not given the credit that it is due. And that is down to watching these bags being deconstructed. Even the vintage ones. We've talked about that 25-year-old Chanel with cardboard in between. 1980s designer brands here in Canada, cardboard in between. It's so when you get a bag like that stands the test of time for 70 odd years and very little wear, obviously nobody used it with any regularity, which is a shame. But now hopefully somebody can give it the pride of place that it deserves, because that is gorgeous. Anyway, everybody, happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend as much as you possibly can. Go do something crazy, silly. Not even. Why not? We're grown people here. Anyway, enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.